Hey, all right, friends. Doc South here. Yeah, no smooth Don Juan. Here I am. You know, what you see is what you get. But I was just thinking, gosh, this year coming up, 2019, yeah, 2019 coming, yeah. I think sometime in March. Boy, it's so long ago. But I think Sandy and I will have been married something like 24 years. 24 years. Sheesh. I know some folks that say, well, that's almost like life. Yeah, darn near. Holy mackerel. And I got to admit, I'm one lucky guy having a nice wife like Sandy. It's and proof in the pudding was the honeymoon. And no, get your mind out of the gutter. We had a great time. Yeah, it was after we got married. We before we could even start, we had to go take care of Sandy's grandma, and the because she was very very well. She was about 103 or so, something like that, and we had to help Sandy's mom get grandma into ready for bed and all that. So, we got her all pretty much taken care of. I think Sandy's brother came down to help, and all that, and then we headed off. But just that alone, yeah, the things, the fun had to wait until Grandma got taken care of, which I don't know. That's a sign of a pretty good person. You get right down to it, and I've certainly had no problem with helping out. And then off we went. Off we went to Niagara Falls. Yeah, yeah, I know, like everyone else. It was kind of, only it was us. Yeah, and I think we drove through the night till eventually it was just too. Oh gosh, yeah, it was a long day, beautiful day in March, and we stopped in Scranton. Yeah, up along Route 6 there on the northwest outskirts of Scranton. I used to drive by this particular motel all the time when I worked up that way, and never knew well, we'd have our wedding night there. Gosh, near the big Turnpike Bridge. It's where the Pennsylvania Turnpike Northeast Extension ends. I believe, yeah, it ends there on Route 6 or close to it, and it's this huge bridge. It's actually impressive to see, and we spent our first night together there, and then I said, gosh, let's make sure we stop here, Sandy, because it's got yeah, they got free breakfast. I'm figuring donuts and coffee. The next morning I get up and I say, let me go see about those donuts. She says, yeah, sure. And she says, get me a tea. And I go down and I tell the guy, so what do we, where's the breakfast? The guy says, well, the breakfast is next door. It's free. I'll give you a pass and you can go eat whatever you want over at the breakfast at the diner next door. I said, really? Actually, I think it was a pancake house. Yeah, I said, you're kidding. He says, no, that's all included. We got to deal with them. Yeah, they send people our way. We send people their way. Here's your coupon. I said, well, doggone. So I go back, give Sandy the good news. She says, gosh, she says, yeah, I'm kind of hungry. And so off we go. Big old breakfast. And then we're heading down Route 6, my old stomping grounds when I lived up that way. And went through Towanda, Pennsylvania, crossed over the Susquehanna on this old bridge they got there, and just continued, westbound on Route 6, getting closer and closer to Niagara Falls. And gosh, I know we passed areas where a lot of the fighting for the French and Indian War took place up that neck of the woods. Beautiful, beautiful drive. And we're heading down Route 6, approaching Corning, and Sandy, bless her heart, she says, oh my gosh, look at that. She says, Corning Glass Museum. And we had an antique shop. She says, we got to go there. I said, yeah, but we're at Niagara Falls. No, she says, come on, let's go. Corning, Niagara Falls can wait. Let's go look at this thing. Well, long story short, we were in that. Oh, and this is the first time I think we actually could get a family ticket. I mean, it was just her and me, but we were a family. Yeah. And yes, we got in a little cheaper. I said, gosh, I'm already saving money. She says, yeah, wait till I hit the gift shop. I said, yeah. So we go marching through the Corning Museum, and it was, I got to say, we're in there about 2 or 3 hours. I'm looking at Sandy. It says, we really got to Niagara Falls. We're going to lose our room or something if we don't. She says, okay, yeah, you're right. And we head further west on Route 6, an area I hadn't. Actually, I don't think it was Route 6 anymore. It was up in New York State. Anyway, whatever goes west out of Corning. And actually, I don't. Yeah, it wasn't even. Yeah, Route 6 stays in Pennsylvania. Now that I think about it, we're on some other road, just that runs along the Penn-Yan border, and was it Penn-Yan? Yeah, yeah. And so off we go, and we're just heading along, and I don't know where we finally started turning to the northwest. Yeah, put the old compass on northwest, and up we went. And we were approaching a town called Geneseo. Very small town, not much to it. Went flying right through it. We're on, I think it was the northern outskirts of the town. And we both saw a sign that said World War II Aircraft Museum. Next stop. Yeah, 100 yards. And we went right by it. And we're just kind of quiet. Sandy was looking at the stuff, and she says, wait a minute. She says, did I just see what I thought I saw? I said, yeah, that sign for the museum said World War II aircraft. She says, why are we still driving? I said, you're right. So first chance, I guess, I pulled into some guy's driveway, honked the horn a bit, and waved, and then we backed out and headed down, retraced our steps to the museum. It was it looked like it was an old factory that had evidently closed, and now it was a museum. It wasn't hardly there was cars in the parking lot, but it was all like they were all in the employee entrance, section. So we park in the where the guests are supposed to be. I don't think it would have mattered. And I said, I think this place is closed. It looks kind of dark in there. She says, well, let's go up to the door. Well, we walk in. There was, we got into the main lobby, and they had all this stuff laying around, various items off of airplanes and photos and stories and like that. And all of a sudden, a guy comes out of one of the back doors of the main entrance. And he said, oh, hi, you two. How you doing? I said, well, doing okay. We're heading up to Niagara Falls. Oh, you saying you're on your honeymoon? I said, oddly enough, yes. And he, actually, I think he thought we were on our 20th anniversary. Yeah. I said, no, we just got married. He says, yeah, I'll be doggone. He says, well, cool. He says, well, look, it's a quiet day. No one's around. Why don't you come on in on me? Yeah. Yeah, we'll walk you through the museum. Okay, you can come on and see what we're up to in here. I said, well, sure. Great, thank you. I said, gosh, Sandy, you're saving me money right and left here. And she says, well, yeah. She says, but I saw a gift shop here. I said, well, yeah. And so we go into the back, and it's basically a factory, but it was like this big machine shop kind of place. And there was airplanes from World War II all over the place, and most of them were being rebuilt. And that did it. Oh, man, we're walking around the guy says, look, you two look like you're pretty careful. He said, I wouldn't do this if you had kids around or whatever, or we had a crowd. You got the run of the place. Just go walk around. The guys here will answer your questions, and just enjoy. When you're done, just close the door behind you. Okay, I said, sure. And we're walking around. There's guys building wings. There's one airplane. It was a jet that some guy had, a Russian. It was a MiG fighter, and evidently some guy decided he wanted to defect from the Soviet Union. So he flew I guess he was flying up around Siberia, and all of a sudden he just made a beeline for Alaska, and landed there with a Russian fighter plane. Yeah, he was a welcome sight, because of course our people took the plane apart and got all the secrets the Russians had on their particular plane. And so that was there. The guy had a hard time landing. You know, he had quite the escort and a lot of guns trained on him. But it's hard to land when your hands are up like this, you know. But he managed to get it down. And but then all of a sudden we look and there's a doggone. I said, Sandy, look at that. And the guy told me to try to find it. He said, we got a B-17. We've just finished. And he says, really? A B-17 bomber from World War II? He says, yeah, they're very rare now. Hardly any left. And we got one. And well, you'll see. And it was there, standing there, glistening in the sunlight like the day it was made. And it was just, and I guess one of the guys saw us, and I said, Harry sent us. We were just looking around. He said, okay, you can go up in that. He says, just don't mess with anything, but you can walk up there and look around. Yeah, you can have a seat in the pilot's seat if you want. He says, but don't turn any of the switches. It might turn on. It'd be a mess in here if you did. I said, yeah, I understand. And so we're walking around. We actually climbed up in it. We walked from where the tail of the plane, where the tail gunner was. We looked at the bottom turret, where some poor fellow had to sit upside down I think he had to sit upside down in the plane to fire his guns. Oh, maybe not. I'm not sure. Gosh, that'd be awful. And there were all the side, and you looked. I said, I always thought these planes had a thicker skin to them. My God, if they're shooting at you, the bullets are going to go right through this thing. And so he says, yeah, man, it don't look like it was too warm up here either when you got up pretty high. I said, no, I don't think so. So I'm thinking, boy, those guys really had, they had the old Caliunis, didn't they? My gosh. She says, yeah. And then we walked from that section to where the pilots and the bombardier and all would be. And they only have, you walk through the bomb bay, where the bombs are stored, and there's only a little like aluminum plank, like a girder that you walk on that. And I think they had some wires you could hold on in case you hit turbulence. But if those bombs were dropping and you were walking across there and they hit some air, some rough air, or a burst of anti-aircraft, my gosh, you'd be heading down with the bombs. It didn't look like that was the world's greatest walkway at that point in time, and it's all so tiny inside. God, all cramped up. It was all machinery, bombs, machine guns, and stuff, and boy. So anyway, we got, and so we wended our way through all that. Again, Sandy just looking pretty as pie and just walking around snooping into everything. It was thinking, boy, what a girl. And we're on our way up the highway again, heading for Niagara Falls. And I said, you want to see Niagara Falls, don't you? She says, well, yeah. She says, of course. I said, we got to keep going. We're still about 100 miles away. She says, we're that far away? I said, yeah. Come on, we got to go. So we're driving about 8 miles north of Geneseo. What do I see? There's this, and I forget what it was, but there was a sign that said equivalent of world's largest kumquat, 5 miles to the east. And it was something like that. It may have been the world's largest bed quilt. It might have been the largest ball of gum, used chewing gum. In fact, I think that's what it might have been. And evidently someone chewed a lot of gum and just saved it, And she said, man, we got to see that. I said, let's see that on the way home. We got to, okay. I said, we're going to be walking around on the streets of Niagara, Niagara Falls, Canada, with no place to stay. She says, well, yeah, I guess you're right. And so I said, I'd kind of like to see the falls. She says, well, yeah, you're right. But, the world's largest wad of gum? I said, yeah, that's pretty cool. Well, anyway, cooler heads prevailed, and we went up to we eventually got up to Niagara Falls. There was plenty to see there. Oh, yeah, it was great. No, it was. It was fantastic. Someday I've got to tell you about the different things we saw there. But that's enough for now. Gosh, yes, look at the time. Okay? So, anyway, like I said, I just thought a nice little tribute to that wonderful wife of mine, good old Sandy. Yep, always snooping into things. Bless her heart. You know what she's doing today? She's at an auction. Yeah, yeah. Oh, she'll bring back all sorts of treasures. You'll see. Okay, that or she'll be mad. Everyone was paying too much. Yeah, left her in the dust. Well, that's all right. She's still got her money, and they've got a lot of expensive stuff they got to try to sell. So if she's going to get it, it's going to be a bargain. Bless her heart. Anyway, I thought you'd like that. Let's go, friends. I'll see you later. God bless.